it's bustling all year round. We just see more of it at the Christmas period.
Yeah,
or
so
you would if you actually came.
True that. Now we know that the industry is one of the fastest growing, at least in Nigeria, compared to some other sectors that we have. What factors actually account for this growth?
The fact that the industry is growing?
Yes.
Well, factors is, entertainment, a lot of young people want to go into entertainment. That's one of the things that we've seen. And I think it's one of the things that's also helped the youth in this country, because people feel that, okay, if I can't get a job, entertainment, not like that, but
but then that's what we see, because
but I think it's giving people a lot of platform to actually express themselves, the talent that they have. Unlike before, where you say you want to be an entertainment and people think you better be doing something else, really. So I think it has created that platform for a lot of young people to express themselves, and which is a good thing. And that's why we're all insisting that more support and more structure come into the industry.
You say everybody has talent, but is that really true? Because you see, sometimes I might feel I have a talent as a singer, and I really not do so well at all, but I could do very well in dancing because I love to dance, but I would insist that I want to sing. And so you have a lot of that in the entertainment industry these days.
No, but I think that each sector has actually grown. Okay. So it's not for you to say, it's not because a lot of musicians, I want to be a musician, but I think even the dancing that you want to do, there's also like dance companies, who are there doing various other things that are appearing in the music video, going for doing some theater presentation. There's different aspect of entertainment that has grown over the years. What do you think?
I think there's a difference between talent and skill. Talent is natural, but skill has to be developed, and that's one of the things that most talent hunters look for.
Okay.
At the very same time, another reason why there's been so much growth in the industry is because there are more opportunities now with the increasing technologies. We have social media platforms that can allow young people or anybody with talent at a cheaper rate to sell themselves to the world by just going on YouTube or on Twitter. We have more companies taking a role in theater productions, TV, film, music. So the industry has moved in the last 10 years from where it was taken as something just for fun to now being seen as much more of a respectable business, and we can see it in the figures. We are now the third largest overall industry for entertainment and movies in terms of output. We put out as much music, TV, theater and film as all of Africa and South Africa. We're behind the Indians and the Americans. We're actually in front of the Chinese right now. That tells you that there is a viable business in this opportunity in this country for entertainment, and so people want to be part of the success story.
Yes, of course, and to ensure that success story continues, the president about 2 years ago gave some money, about $500 million. How much of this funds have we seen being utilized in the industry as much as practitioners would want?
Well, I think there's a lot of fun. Let me not even go into that. But I think some people have been able to access those funds. And recently also there's a grant being given to the industry, the 3 billion grant that a couple of people have applied, and hopefully some people have also assessed it. I don't know, but I hope to be one of them. I think I deserve to be one of them.
But then, looking at this industry as it is, you said some people have actually had access to these funds. These people you're referring to, are they from the film industry, the music, or what part?
Oh yes, from the film industry.
Okay.
But it's a good thing that the funds and that are being made available. But the most important thing that we want really are some of the policies that are in place to be enforced, which is like the number one thing, because giving us money is like giving you money and then you're pouring a cup of water inside the ocean, where the laws are not in place to protect your work, which is one of the biggest problems that we have. So we need our policies to be enforced. Then we need some of the laws to be changed, so that we don't even need more fund coming from the government. We need them to just change some of the laws so that we can access money from the financial institution also to be able to do our business.
Rihanna, you want to say something?
I would slightly disagree with that. I think we need more private involvement. I disagree with the idea of expecting the government itself to take care of everything, which I'm not saying you're implying that, but the government's job actually is to put together a regulatory framework and to help where it can, but the private sector needs to invest, not just in terms of the money itself, but in creating opportunities. We're talking about grants, external grants. This is a country with 160 million people.
Over 160 million.
I'm being conservative by the last time. We created success stories here, and I made mention of the increased opportunities for the industry, but the private sector also needs to see the investment benefit in using the industry for things like promoting our culture, promoting our way of life, and for selling Nigerian creativity, which is what has been done in other areas like America, India. When we talk about Bollywood, for example, it's because they invested in their own people and they back the structures put in place by government. We need a public-private partnership.
Well, can I say something? I think the private sector are willing, but the policies, the policies are not there to protect their investment.
When you're talking about the issue of copyright.
Yeah, because it's like I want to invest, but I feel that my investment is not protected because it's like a porous market out there, and so there's a lot of people. That's one thing you don't. The private sector are willing. It's just like you want to access money from the bank. There is a law in the Nigerian system that does not allow, even for entertainment, for instance, I have to have a collateral. And most of the people who are in entertainment business, for instance, don't even have that.
True.
And people want to invest, but okay, I want to set up a cinema, but I have all these boys selling your work on the streets, and nobody's doing anything about it. So why would I want to put my millions or millions of investment in that?
At several times, there have actually been discussions and forums where industry players have actually met with the government.
Yes.
Is it that these policies, your issues haven't been tabled well enough for them to know that they should be working on addressing these policies?
Currently, we're actually working on that. Some of the meetings that some of the industry people have met with a couple of people, they're also working on that. But there's several other issues, and in particular, when it comes to law, it takes different steps. So it's not like you just going to the media and say, we need to change that. The steps that you need to take, and you need to take them, it's a process.
Yes.
So regardless of you say, oh, we need to change it, if you don't take the process, nothing is going to be done. And we keep saying the same thing over and over again. For instance, if you want to invest, okay, you want to set up a cinema, and for instance, you don't have for our industry, I think we should be able to give like tax exemption for a period of time, so that the industry sort of have a structure that it needs, which is what
I have to come in here. A couple of things. Number one, from a purely business perspective, if you're on a loan and you have no collateral, I'm not going to give it to you. That's the very first thing I have to emphasize. If it's a business, let's approach it as a business. There are laws in this country that actually regulate our practices. The problem that most people actually either don't take the time to look at the laws or actually want to go around the laws. So I go back to the private sector. If we can partner with the private sector to actually make a compelling business case for investing in the creative arts, which one takes into consideration the challenges it has, but also showcases the benefits that can be had. You talk about grants, for example. Forget government for a minute. Sit down with not just banks, but credit societies and everything else, and make this case. Other countries in the world have gone through this. Also in Nigeria, we have collecting societies, for example, that actually monitor royalty payments and licenses. These are recent developments that have happened. The government can only do so much. The private sector and the industry itself has to step up.
Yes, but what I'm saying, you don't get the fundamental thing that I'm saying. I'm just saying private sector. It's just for India. For instance, India.
Yes.
For instance, how in the industry grew, because there's a law in the constitution that does not allow the entertainment I don't think is even recognized as an industry per se. I'm just saying, for instance, when you want to access money or not, no, hold on for a second. No, but they have to tweak a little thing to to make it favorable, so that when you want to access money, even if you don't have collateral, they could see, okay, this is viable, money can come in and out and all of that. They can actually, on the basis of that, of what you presented, be able to give you a loan or anything you need. But at the end, what I'm just saying that the environment, what we need the government to do is just to create the enabling environment for us. We're not asking government to bring money, but government needs to protect your work and need to put that enforcement, so that, okay, for instance, when someone pirates your movie, you arrest the person, you pay 50,000 naira, and the person is being let go. I mean, how does that work?
That is why, again.
No, but how even as a private sector, you invest so much money and you take these people and they're pirating your work. How does that protect you?
You've come away from saying you need more laws to now saying an enabling environment. They're two different things. One is structure, which was the point I made earlier on. I go back to collecting societies. There's a current COSA and BON issue right now that actually deals with what we're talking about from a music perspective. Organizations and bodies are empowered by PIMA and the rest to actually collect royalties for artists, and it is their responsibility to ensure that royalty payments are made out, because we can't all do it all by ourselves individually. Actors can't regulate themselves. We need professional bodies made up of the actors in conjunction with the government and the private